Hi, good day. I'm Jim Lawson, and I am playing Max Goldman in Grumpy Old Men the Musical.
John Hollinger playing John Gustafson.
Here we are at the Riverside Center, and we're about to go fishing. John, you ready?
I'm ready, Jim.
Here we go, cast away. All right, so John, we're going to take a few questions here. Why don't we start off with the green fish? And the question says, John, what's your favorite role to date?
And it really says John there.
Just answer the question.
I very much enjoyed playing here at Riverside Scrooge, in Scrooge the Musical, with my friend Jim, playing the ghost of Christmas Past.
We had a great time. You were very good in that role.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And that's one of them. There are many, because we've been doing this a long time.
We have. John and I have been doing this about 40 years together. We were friends. Our first show together was about 40 years ago. I think my favorite role, one of my favorite roles, is playing Tevian, Fiddler on the Roof, which I've done a few times here at the Riverside Center. Wonderful productions I thoroughly enjoyed. I've done it elsewhere too, but this has probably been the most fun. Should we take another question?
Yes.
All right, why don't you pick one now?
I was in one of those productions of Fiddler.
John was in those as well. And the question is, was it a horse or was it a mule?
And it's never been resolved.
We'll never know.
As I can tell. Could you help me with that?
Sure. He's a little older than I am. Can you read it?
I feel like Warren Beatty at the Oscars.
Do you need glasses?
What inspired you to get into the theater, Jim?
Well, it's funny, good question. When I was probably in kindergarten, I was in a play at our school, my kindergarten school, and I played one of the Indians, Native Americans, for Thanksgiving. We did a pilgrim pageant, and I just had the most fun. And then in elementary school, I played the Wizard of Oz, and once I did that, I sang, I got hooked. Loved it from there on out. How about yourself?
I was always interested, but in a senior year in high school up at Langley High School in McLean, they asked me to cut my hair in order to keep playing soccer. And I just didn't want to cut my hair. And I went to try out for the musical they were doing that spring, which was Fiddler on the Roof. And since it was 1973, it wasn't that old of a show. It was and ended up playing Mottle the Tailor.
Very good.
Yeah.
With the Singer sewing machine.
Yeah, and anyway, then I found out I could sing, and it was a lot of fun.
So sports lost, theater's gained.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look here. An orange fish, or a goldfish as they call them. Oh, they packed these questions in very tightly, didn't they? Okay, the question is, what's your dream role?
I've got a great role in Bright Star because and that's coming up here, and it's a dream role in one way, in that it's a brief role, an appearance in the very beginning of the play with a nice song and a good presence throughout the play, but never back on stage again until the very end of the show to sort of wrap things up with a real nice. And so it's a great role. Of course, there's tons of great roles.
Oh, of course, and I'm looking forward to seeing you with that, by the way.
Yes.
I think myself, I've never been in Les Mis, and I think I'd like to play Javert. I sing that role all the time, and I think I'd really enjoy doing that role. Jean Valjean's a little too high for me, and I'm a little too old for that, I think. But I think I'd like to play Javert one night.